Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to this week's Cosmic Energy reading for January the 9th through until the 15th. We have a big week ahead with Mars finally stationing direct. So we're definitely going to take a look at that and how to manifest with that energy, because Mars is very closely linked to manifestation, to our life force energy, to the creations that we bring into the world. So we're going to dive into that. If you are new to me and my channel, a warm welcome. My name is Kara. When I do these cosmic energy readings, I'm studying the astrology. So I'm looking at the planetary shifts and changes. And then I'm also channeling guidance from the Akashic Records. And I love to support the healers, the light workers, the star seeds of this planet in making the big impact you came here to make in the world, while receiving abundantly for your soul's work and enjoying this earthly experience, as well as discovering the magic of co-creating with cosmic intelligence. So if this resonates with you, be sure that you subscribe. I would absolutely love to support your journey. So we're going to go into a day-by-day breakdown here in a moment, but I have some background that I want to share, especially on the recent full moon. And I also want to share, I have an upcoming masterclass on how to create a multiple six-figure business through the Akashic Records. So if you are interested in business growth and how you can tap into your unique energetic blueprint to expand your business this year, you will love this masterclass. We have, when I checked this morning, there was over 400 people registered, and we don't start till next week. So this just makes me so excited. I have so much goodness planned for you, so much helpful information, as well as activations that I'm going to be channeling that are going to support your growth. So I will attach the link below if that speaks to you and you would like to join us. It is free to join us. And yeah, with that being said, let's jump into the astrology here. So we are coming out of a very powerful Cancer full moon. And this Cancer full moon really helps set the emotional stage for the year ahead. So often when we look at the year, we look at goals that we want to reach, like things we want to experience in the external world, like a certain amount of money, or like we think in terms of numbers, right? Or like what we want to see in the mirror, the partner we want to have. And we get to, of course, create all those goals, create that vision. And also the Cancer moon reminds us to not forget how you want to feel as you move throughout this year. How do you desire to feel? What's the relationship you want to have with your emotions? What is the frequency that you choose to play in this year? All of this is so important to remember, or else we can achieve those goals or manifestations and feel a sense of emptiness if we haven't adequately looked at how we want to feel along the way. So you can go back and watch that full moon video. I can even link it up below, because even though we're like past the full moon, astrology is so much bigger than the energy in any one given moment. And that's why I always like to give this bigger context and see how these energies play into the evolution over time. So I'll attach that below. But as we go into this week here, so we begin the week January 9th with the moon in Leo. Anytime I see a Leo moon, the message I have from the Akashic Records is, how can you be more visible at this time in your life? How can you shine your light a little bit more? Where are you dimming your light? Who do you dim your light around? Where do you begin to play into the stories of, I'm not enough, it's not safe to be seen, it's not safe to express my opinion? Where is that showing up for you? And how can you give yourself permission to shine in your brilliance, to shine in your truth, to take that center stage in your life? The Leo moon also reminds us to have fun and to play. It really connects us to our creative self-expression. And it's very much a leadership energy, but it brings a lot of play and fun and joy, which, right, is true leadership. And we need that in our life. Also on Monday, we have Venus trining Mars. So we begin the week with a very social energy. This is a very magnetic energy. This is about, Venus connects us to our heart space, to our values, to what really matters most to us. And Mars is about the execution of that, the expression of that. So we're really aware today about what lights us up, what we're needing, and we're willing to honor that, which we should do every day. But Monday, we're really aware of that. How do we want to feel as we move throughout our day? What do we want to give our energy to? Now, on Tuesday, we have the moon moving into Virgo. The moon changes signs the most. Every 2 to 3 days, the moon moves into a new zodiac sign. And these are the like emotional changes that we feel throughout the course of a week. Because where we have these other planets, of course, each of them have their own rotation. So they're staying in zodiac signs for different lengths of time. The moon, ever evolving, ever changing. So there's always an emotional, energetic shift and undertone when the moon changes signs. So on Tuesday, when it moves it into the sign of Virgo, the best way to work with this energy is take a look at your daily routine. How are you showing up day to day? What are the habits and actions that you are consistently taking? It is those consistent actions that lead to the results we experience in our life. Sometimes our ego can trick us into thinking we need some kind of huge quantum shift or overhaul or miracle to happen, when often we co-create our reality by the decisions we consistently make on a daily basis. Virgo moon is also about more structure and organization in your day. It's looking at how you fuel your body through getting adequate sleep, the food that you're eating. Like, it's very practical, tangible, earthy things we can do to really feel at our best as we move throughout our life. And to even give some examples around this with a Virgo moon, this can be looking at in your business. How are you showing up day to day? If you are showing up consistently with good quality content that helps your clients, that's going to add up over time, right? That's going to add up. You're going to help change people's lives. And it's also going to grow your business if you're making offers alongside of that for people to go deeper with you. So it's that consistent action that pays off. We don't always see the result right away, but that's where we have to also have the bigger picture. Virgo focuses in on the details, but we also have to remember to keep the bigger vision in mind. We don't need to see the turnaround in a week. If you're committed to doing this for your life, right? Look at the bigger picture of it. If you want to evolve and grow on a spiritual level, are you taking time every day to just sit in silence, maybe 10 minutes in silence, tuning into your heart and asking what message it has for you today? Checking in with your body. How's your body feeling? So again, it's those consistent practices that pay off. They make a world of difference in our life. On Wednesday, we have Venus squaring the nodal axes. So Venus really taking the spotlight this week. The nodes are always very significant in astrology. The north node is the path, the purpose, the direction we're going. The south node is the past, the patterns we're letting go of, as well as the gifts and strengths that we have previously cultivated. So Venus here in the square formation with the nodes is a good time, once again, to tune in and look at what are you giving your attention to? Are you focused too much on the past? And are you just recreating old patterns? Or are you focused on where you are going? And are you doing things that actually light you up and fill you with a sense of excitement? We still have the moon in Virgo that day as well. So again, really good time to look at the structure and organization that can get you to where you desire to be. And I'm such a creative at heart. The clients that I bring into my world are highly creative, intuitive individuals as well. So sometimes we rebel against discipline or structure because we feel like that boxes us in. But what I've come to realize is that having that structure is like the masculine energy that allows me to create and play, that allows the feminine to be fully self-expressed. So, and again, it doesn't need to look like so much structure that it doesn't work for you. This looks different for everybody, but more a structure in the sense of, do you have consistent time laid out so you can do what's a priority in your life, like scheduling in that meditation practice, scheduling in that time where you're going to work on content creation, program creation. Like, actually, that's the structure, is saying, I am going to schedule it in. That's the masculine energy of, I am going to pencil this into my calendar and I'm going to honor that commitment. That's the masculine too. I'm going to honor it. I'm going to show up for it. And then where that feminine energy, that Venus energy gets to come in and play, is I'm going to trust my intuition as I do this. I'm going to create in a way that lights me up. I'm going to have fun with it. So we're bringing both of those energies together in a powerful way on Wednesday. Thursday, January the 12th, is a big day. Mark this in your calendar, the 12th. Oh my goodness, look at this day. Okay, so on the 12th, Mars is finally stationing direct. Mars has been retrograde for months now. Mars governs our life force energy, our drive, our ambition. It's been retrograde in the sign of Gemini, which has been very helpful if you've worked with this energy in the highest timeline, taking time to reflect on what you choose to focus on. If our focus is scattered, nothing ends up getting done. So Mars retrograde has taught us the importance of focus, especially in the sign of Gemini. What we give our attention to, what we are focusing on. It's made us more aware of the energy leaks in our life, what's draining us versus replenishing us. Now, as the planet stations direct, you want to take the lessons you've learned from the retrograde and apply them as you move forward. So we're also going to start to see energy accelerating a little bit here. It's kind of a slow buildup to 2023 when things really begin to take off, I think, with the new moon in Aquarius, but even more so in March. So yeah, March 16th, Mars is going to be out of the shadow phase. So even though it's direct, it has a lot of ground to cover because it was retrograde for a while. So it's still going to be in shadow phase until the 16th. Into March, energy is really accelerating because we're going to have all planets direct, and the planets that were retrograde are going to be fully out of their shadow phase. So that's when things really pick up momentum. Doesn't mean you can't be creating and doing things in the in-between. It's just having that awareness of, okay, what's the energy, what's the underlying energetic tone here? So big day, Mars stationing direct. What else do we have this day? The Virgo moon trines the sun and Pluto in Capricorn. So really like a high productivity day. You can achieve a lot on that day. Like if you've been procrastinating on something, you may find more of the motivation to actually like get things done today. Productive day, especially with that Mars direct. We also have the moon opposing Neptune on Thursday, and this brings together, actually what I'm hearing from the records around this is practical spirituality. The reason I say this is the moon in Virgo is very practical, tangible. Neptune is about transcendence. So that opposition is both of these are a part of who we are. How do we marry them? How do we bring them together in a way that supports us and supports our creation? So again, this could be what I've already spoke to around scheduling in that meditation. But then also, what I'm hearing from the records, it's not like we just sit in our meditation and that's when we're connected to our intuition. That's when we're aligned to our higher self. You then want to bring that energy with you throughout the day. So maybe when you're stuck in traffic and you feel that fight or flight response kick in, that's when you want to realign. That's when you want to keep that connection. When you're having a difficult conversation with a friend or with a partner, that's when you want to keep that connection. So it's what we cultivate in these spiritual practices that we want to bring with us into our daily life to improve our overall experience, not just when we're sitting in meditation. Now on Friday here, we have the moon moving into Libra. So Libra is about balance, it's about relationships, it's about harmony. Libra is also ruled by Venus, so of course the relationship focus, but also it's this element of beauty and harmony in our life as well. And I really, the records were really bringing my attention to this element of beauty and finding beauty in our surroundings, cultivating beauty in our daily life. Like there is beauty to be found in every single moment if we have the lens on in which we're able to see it, able to see beyond the triggers and the fears and the challenges, and able to find the beauty. We can find that moment to moment if that's what we choose for our life. When we're aligned to our higher self, it is much easier to find that because our higher self sees the bigger picture of how everything is adding up for us, everything is serving us, even when we don't see it. We often don't see it in the moment when we're so in the midst of something that can feel hard. It's difficult for our human self to find the lesson. But what we can find is trust in that moment. We can find a sense of trust that it's working out for me, it's adding up for me because I know I am loved, I know I am supported, I know the universe wants to co-create for me, I know and trust it's all adding up for me. So even though I don't know the details as to how this is serving me, I can have deep levels of trust that it is. So much power in that. All right, what else is happening Friday here? The moon trining Mars. I see Friday as being a very social day as well, with the moon in Libra trining Mars and Gemini. This is about connection. This is about socialization. This is about new ideas popping in. Sun sextiling Neptune on this day as well. That's a really lovely energy too, because it gets us in touch with those higher realms of consciousness, with our higher self, with our intuition. And it's just a very like beautiful energy. It can be this feeling of like being at peace, being at peace in the world. I love that energy. It can be quite creative as well. Now, as we move into the weekend here, on Saturday, we have Venus squaring Uranus. We're still going to have the Libra moon on Saturday, too. So, very good for socialization, connection. With Venus squaring Uranus, this could be unexpected changes in relationships. Changes in money. Venus governs finances as well. And these can be good. The thing with Uranus, when it comes into the mix, it's like, expect the unexpected. But I also feel Uranus awakens us in our life. It awakens us to new opportunities. It awakens us to new possibility. It reminds us to not be so rigid in our day-to-day life, to not be so attached to how we think things have to look in order to feel good, in order to feel safe. It doesn't care about that. It doesn't care about safety and consistency. It's all about awakening and continual transformation and evolution. And the more that we can embrace change in our life, the more we allow ourselves to go with the flow, like we're surrendering to the flow of life, because we know life is constantly changing. And if we're not in resistance to that and we surrender to that, we can enjoy this life journey so much more, even if our human self feels a little afraid at this idea of change. It's also totally normal to feel that. Change is something unfamiliar. So when something is unfamiliar, our body can go into that fight or flight mode of, is it safe? So that's where we can draw on these tools that help us. Like I love to work, even just having that connection to the records helps. And I have other energy techniques I work with, like EFT, that help relax the nervous system and body as well. You can do that through the power of breath. So it's both and. But really on Saturday, I actually see that as a fun day, like very dynamic day. There could be very interesting conversations happening, kind of like a high energy. Now on Sunday, the vibe definitely changes though, with the moon in Scorpio. So again, an energetic shift. Moon in Scorpio, very different than a moon in Libra. The Libra moon is about connection, beauty, harmony, relationships. The moon in Scorpio is about depth of connection, deeper insight into the subconscious, seeing beyond the facades that people can put up, that we can put on, and seeing to the heart of things. Like it wants depth of communication, it wants intrigue, there's a sense of intensity there. It's a fixed water sign. So the energy can feel more intense on Sunday here, but it can also be good if we lean into it. Like we can have really deep, meaningful conversations with people, like conversations that actually matter in the sense of we're getting to the heart of things. Like we're really going beyond the superficial into conversations that really need to be had. And it even gives us that lens in our own life to see where we may be just trying to, yeah, I feel this coming in from the records here, where we are just trying to make changes from the superficial, from the surface level of what looks like is happening, instead of, ooh, but what's the pattern at play underneath it here? When we get to the heart of it, that's where we create long-lasting change. Otherwise, we're doing surface level fixes. We're trying to change things overnight without fully understanding the pattern that was at play that led to that behavior or result in the first place. So Scorpio moon, really good for that. The shadow side can be manipulation or control. So where's that playing out in your relationships? The manipulation and control is just this need for the ego to feel safe. It has this illusion of, if I can control it all, then I can relax a little bit more. So where's that showing up in your life? That need to control certain elements in order for you to have that illusion of safety. Just noticing those patterns with the moon in Scorpio without any judgment. Just simply notice them. They'll naturally kind of come to the surface on Sunday. So that is our energy for the week ahead. Say hi below. Say hi below. I love to connect with you. If you are new here, let me know so I can just reach out and welcome you. And thank you for being here. So I hope to see you all in the masterclass, which happens the first day is on the 17th. We have 3 days together. So the masterclass, how to create a multiple six-figure business through the Akashic Records, is going to be so very fun and powerful. And if it's speaking to you, I know and trust there's something there for you. And what else? I'll attach my Instagram below as well if you want to stay in touch through the week. I often post on there and do stories on there, and I would love to connect with you on Instagram as well. So sending you all so much love. Enjoy these energies. Enjoy Mars going direct, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.